Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be installing an OPT7 Redline tailgate light bar on my 2017 Chevy Colorado. This is the 48-inch model. They come in a 48 or a 60-inch. It's unique compared to others on the market. It has 3 rows of LEDs on the light bar itself, as you can see here. The top row functions as the turn signals in a sequential pattern. The middle row will be your reverse light, and then the bottom row will be the running and brake light. I'll do a full function test at the end so you can see what it actually looks like when it's all hooked up. It comes with a standard 4-plug connector that you could just throw into your trailering harness and be done with it. This will give you the turn signal functionality, the brake functionality, and the running light functionality. There's also another wire that is for the reverse light that you'll have to tap into your taillights to get functionality out of. So this is, I guess, optional. You don't really need to do this one, but it is possible. Obviously it comes with directions, an adhesive booster to use on the double-sided tape to mount this, a couple of scotch locks, a couple alternative mounting brackets, and then also it gives you a pigtail harness if you wanted to hardwire this into wiring on your vehicle. I'm not going to be using this. Alternatively, I'm going to be using this, which does not come with the light bar. This is a pass-through for the 7-pin trailering harness. Basically, I'll take the 7-pin connector underneath the bumper of my truck. It'll go into this hole right here, and then everything will pass through, and this will go into the factory other side. But this also gives you another 4-pin outlet. So that's what I'm going to plug the light bar in. So all the connections are going to be under the bumper. You'll still be able to use the exterior mounted 7 or 4-pin if you wanted for pulling a trailer or whatnot, just like normal. This just hides all the wiring behind the bumper. So this does not come with it. This is an extra $25. I got it on Amazon. I'll link it in the description because I think it makes this a super easy installation. The first step to this process is just bench testing the light bar for functionality. Without actually hardwiring this piece for the reverse, you'll be able to test the running light, brake light, and turn signals and hazards by plugging this into your your factory 4-pin trailering connector. I've already done that. Like I said, I'll show you all the functionality at the end. So the first thing I need to do is get the tailgate removed. Removing tailgates across late generation pickup trucks is pretty much the same deal across all makes and models. They will vary a little bit. This is a Chevy Colorado, obviously, but to remove the tailgate cables, you need to pry up this piece here and push it over this bolt. It helps to have a flat-bladed screwdriver that you can pry, and then with your leg you can lift up part of the tailgate and then remove the cable. There's one on either side of most tailgates. After that, your tailgate will be free to just hang, so let it down gently. Now, to remove the tailgate, make sure you unplug anything that is connected, like your reverse camera or pop and lock or whatever you might have an accessory in your tailgate. Make sure you unhook those wires because you're going to have to totally physically remove the tailgate. And to remove the tailgate, obviously you do the cables first, and then you need to lift it up and out of the hinge, like so, to a certain angle. And then it should allow you to slide the tailgate out just like that. Release it on the other side. Now once you have the tailgate off, you've got plenty of room to work underneath. The first step is lining up your bar. On the Colorado, there is some sheet metal that bumps up right here that doesn't allow you to set it low enough. If you set it up here, it's going to be partially blocked by the bottom of the tailgate. You really want it to be installed like right here. And to do that, you're going to have to modify it. I guess you don't have to, but this is the way I'm doing it. So the Colorado has these little bump outs in the sheet metal. Here and here. Maybe 1/8 of an inch thick. And it's a different height than this area along here. And you really want to be mounted lower, like I was showing you, like down here, as opposed to up here, because if you put it up this high, part of the tailgate is going to be blocking one of the rows. So if you get it mounted here, it's going to be better. So my idea is to build like a little spacer out of some polycarbonate plastic, just sheeting, that's going to go all along here. It's going to be stuck to it in between these two little bump outs. Then I'll have a flat surface at the same plane to mount the light bar to. So you can see what I've done. I put up a tape line of the top of this little bump out in the sheet metal, and then I've added my spacers on either side of the sheet metal, starting at this side and working my way all the way across to the other side. And so that is the same plane across here. They're pretty close. I mean, it's within a millimeter or a 1/16 or something, very, very, very close. Then I've also marked out the width of the light bar. Here's the left side, that dot, and that dot over there is the right side, and that's where it will be centered in the tailgate opening. You can imagine this thing will be sitting like right about there along the whole bottom of the tailgate, which will have a good view underneath the tailgate. Now, the light strip comes with its own adhesive backing, which looks like 3M. You will obviously need to add your own 3M to your spacer if you choose to go that route. They also include some adhesive booster. Obviously, you want to make sure all of the surfaces you're sticking to are clean and dry before you apply the adhesive booster. I just use some isopropyl alcohol on a microfiber cloth, cleaned this whole area, made sure it was nice and dry before I stuck anything down. And once the adhesive promoter is dried, you can go ahead and mount the light. So make sure you're careful, because once you stick it, that's where it's going to stay. So once you have it applied in the spot you want, make sure you give it a number of good presses all along. You can route your wires down through the hole in the bumper right here for it to connect underneath the truck. The next part of this process is hooking up the wires underneath the bumper, and like I said, I'm using this harness pass-through with the 7-plug pass-through with a 4-plug extra pin, so everything will be done underneath the bumper. You won't ever see it. Now the next step is coming underneath the bumper and finding the 7-plug harness right here that goes through the bumper. There is a little release mechanism that you need to prop up. You'll need a flat blade screwdriver, just like that, and then you can push the tab and release it. And this just will pass right through. So you can go ahead and connect the one side, like so, and then reconnect your factory harness to the other side, like that. Lock the connector, and you can play with your wires here with the zip ties and whatnot, and then you plug this other side into the harness on the light bar, like so, and the wiring is done except for the reverse light, which we're going to do next. Last wire we have to install is this one for the reverse light, which I'm going to show you now. To hook up the reverse light, we'll need to remove one of the taillights. It's easier to remove the driver's side taillight. You'll just need a regular Phillips screwdriver, and there are 2 screws on the inside of the bed that you'll need to loosen. Just go ahead and get those out of the way. Once those are removed, the light is loose, but it's still held in with tabs on the outer side of the bed, so you have to kind of pry it out. And once you have the tail light loose, go ahead and just disconnect all the light bolts so you can set the housing aside. So to do the reverse light, you need to fish the white wire up into the tail light housing, and they give you a ton of slack, so you're gonna have to cut it down. But then what you're gonna want to focus on is this middle bulb, which has 3 wires going into it. The one you want to tap it into is this yellow one, and they give you a bunch of Scotch locks, but I'm gonna be using these little twist locks, twisty taps, or I can't remember the name, but I just like these better than Scotch locks. So either way, tap the white wire into the yellow wire. So you have that done, you can reinstall your taillight. This next section of the video is the function test. There's the brake light as I'm starting up the vehicle. There is the left turn signal. There's the right turn signal. And there's the hazards. And that is the reverse light. Overall, the installation of this light bar is very simple. It adds a cool feature to the truck that not a lot of other vehicles have. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching. See you later.